My husband married me just to make his first love jealous and come back to him, because they had a fight while dating. His first love went abroad in a huff. Everyone said that he would not hesitate to abandon me when his first love came back, and even I thought so. However, I did not expect that he would always appear in front of me after I moved out of the villa. 3 years after our wedding, I was sitting on the sofa waiting for my husband to come home for dinner when I saw an entertainment news story on TV. The image of dancer Ella Jennings tumbling off the stage made my brow furrow. My frown deepened when I spotted a familiar back in the crowd. He picked Allison up and quickly left the scene. There was no doubt in my mind that that back belonged to my husband, Adam. A bitter taste filled my mouth as I thought, last night, this man was right next to me, promising to come home early today. And now, my gaze fell on the cold, untouched food on the table, and the bitterness turned to deep irony. I got up and poured the food into the trash. Then with hesitation, I turned and walked up the stairs to pack my suitcase. I recalled the divorce agreement I had signed with Adam on our wedding day. The agreement was for 3 years, the same length of time Allison would be studying abroad. Although it wasn't due to expire for another 3 months, Allison had already returned, so the divorce agreement is now in effect, right? I mused inwardly. I dragged my suitcase downstairs and called Adam. His voice was full of annoyance. What now? His indifference hurt my heart, and I asked softly, "Have you eaten dinner yet?" He was silent for a moment, as if he didn't want to answer such a trivial question. "Cut the nonsense. I'm busy," he answered and hung up. Then I chose the most luxurious car in the garage, and as I drove onto the road, the car's imposing presence was undeniable. I drove directly to the most luxurious hotel in the city and quickly handed my black card to the receptionist. "Book the presidential suite for 3 months." The receptionist took the card with a smile. "Of course, madam. The cost is $5 million. In addition, there will be a 30% penalty for early checkout." I remained unmoved and calmly responded, "Just swipe the card." I knew that I would not be able to access Adam's assets tomorrow. Although my lawyer had already drafted a divorce petition demanding an equitable division of assets, I was well aware of the Walcott Group's formidable legal power. If Adam decided to fight, I might not come out unscathed. Therefore, I decided to enjoy these moments while I still held the title of Mrs. Walcott. After swiping my card, the receptionist respectfully handed me the room key and said, "Here is your room key, madam." At that moment, it felt as if all the eyes in the lobby were fixed on me, regarding me as a living symbol of wealth. Meanwhile, outside the hospital operating room, Adam caught a glimpse of my credit card bill. A look of confusion crossed his face, and just as he was about to dial my number, Allison was wheeled out of the operating room. She was still wearing her dance costume and had stitches on her arm from a stage prop. Adam put his phone in his pocket and walked quickly over. "Doctor, how is she?" "She has a mild concussion, bruises all over her body and a slight spinal injury, but overall, none of this is life-threatening," the doctor patiently explained. Despite the reassuring diagnosis, her serious fall had everyone on edge. Allison, with worried eyes, asked anxiously, "Will this affect my career?" The doctor hesitated. "It depends on how well you recover." "It could." Allison's eyes filled with tears, but she tried to compose herself and turned to Adam. "Adam, thank you so much for today. You can go." "I can manage." She didn't finish her sentence before the doctor interrupted sternly. "No, you can't be left alone. You have a concussion and need someone with you." Allison hesitated, and Adam interjected, "I'll stay tonight. You get some rest." Allison whispered a thank you and then asked, "Should I call Dolores and Lane?" She felt sure I must have heard about it already. Adam paused, a flash of annoyance crossing his face. "No." Adam stayed at the hospital all night and didn't go home until dawn. When he entered the house, the housekeeper, who was cleaning, asked, "Mr. Walcott, just back. Would you like some breakfast?" "Yes," he muttered, a sharp pain shooting through his temples. He rubbed his forehead and asked casually, "Where's Dolores?" "Mrs. Walcott probably went to the office early. I had seen her this morning." Realizing that I may not have returned home all night, his mood instantly dropped. The butler, unaware of his growing frustration, brought breakfast and handed him a document. "Mr. Walcott, this was delivered by the property management department early this morning, saying it was a courier for you." Adam's expression became cold as he looked at the striking divorce agreement on the cover. He skimmed through the contents, and when he saw the asset allocation, he let out a sneer. So bold to be so detailed. It said that everything he owned would be divided equally. Adam clutched the divorce agreement and picked up his phone to dial a number. "I just woke up and answered the phone in a daze." "What's wrong?"